All right. Alright, let's talk about hats. Maybe Kavino Kavinsky, Big K. My little bottleneck slide away there. Alright, let's talk about some hat shaping techniques today. Maybe we could get busy with a couple of hat shapes. Alright, this is the hat that I'm usually wearing a lot of the times when I make these videos from home. Guys, you ask me about it a lot. The 2-inch brim, very similar. It's like a predecessor to our Ken model. Really similar to the Ken. Same crown, same soft felt, same. It's got the raw edge. This is the inside. Still pretty clean. Definitely getting closer to the 2-decade mark for this hat. Alright, so let's talk about a couple of things that you can do here with these hats. Alright, firstly, if you guys have crushable hats at home, this is the crushable way. This is how you do it. Crushable hats are good only when they're dry. Okay, when they're wet, you can't crush them. So the brim goes down safari style all the way. Pop that out. Pop out the top. Pop out the pinches. Pinches not as important though. Okay. The long way, front to back, you're going to fold it in half. I do it against my chest just like this. Brim to brim. Okay, the long way. Let's do that again. Okay. Everything popped out. Brim down all the way. Okay. This way, we're going to fold it. Brim to brim. Alright, let me turn that face off. Some of these effects off here. Alrighty. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to, this little lump in the middle, push it down, because what you're doing is you want to get a U shape. See what I'm doing? You want this to, eventually it's going to fold like that. So you help it. Okay. You get a roll now, but you're not going to do it super tight. Just almost let the hat guide you. The hat will tell you how tight it wants to go. And as it softens up, it's going to tighten softer. The idea now is that there are no folds, straight lines, creases. Everything is curved. All the lines are curved. There's no straight lines there. So nothing gets creased, wrinkled, or damaged. Okay, this goes in your pocket, bag, your breast pocket, whatever, wherever you want to put it, pocketbook, wife's pocketbook. You open it up. Bring back up. Okay, center crease is there. You just have to feel for it. There you go. Just pops right back. Just kind of feel gently for it. There you go. See? I'll show you again. It's in there forever, so don't worry. There it goes. It's got the memory. Okay, now your pinches, they're still there too. You can actually see it if you look. See, it's right there. I'm going to pop it back. See? Do this one gently. Alright. Just kind of rubbing my hands like that. Let's try it again. See? Really carefully, it's there. Okay. There's no danger of losing any of these shapes. They're always in there. There, those two. It's always the same. Okay, also important that when the hat's wet, it has to dry like this. With these intact, this intact. You don't want to dry it like, you know, squeezed or whatever, because that will be your new permanent shape if it dries like that, you know. So when it is wet, open it up, pop it back to your standard shape, your stock shape, and let it dry like that. Brim up. Okay, but brim not on the tabletop. It's got to be like that, because you want this curve to stay curvy. Okay, so if there's weight on it, it just kind of flattens out from gravity, you know. dries flat like the table. So we're going to preserve the curve by hanging it or putting it upside down. With the brim flipped up. No matter if you're a down guy, an up guy, doesn't matter. When the brim is wet, you always flip it up. If you think it's not the move, you don't got to do it, but you should do it. The whole idea is to keep this flange, this curve is what you want to preserve. That's the hinge. It's the teetering point, what do you call it, the pivot point. Okay, so if you keep your hat like this and it dries wet, what happens is that hinge is drying kind of broken like that. So when it goes back, it might not be exactly the same shape. So yeah, what's essentially happening is you're keeping it on the surface of the table too. It softens it and you lose stiffness. And it's the stiffener that's holding it up like that. As it gets softer, it releases and it gets further down. You get a floppier, flatter brim that doesn't break anymore. So keep the brim off the table, just never on the surface of the table, ever. Hang it, invert it, put it in the box upside down, like this, and always flip your brim back up. That's it. Don't listen to anybody else, that's what you do. Okay, let's start some hat shaping, okay? Get a little bit more light here, maybe. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the center crease, we're going to turn it to a teardrop. Okay, what I like to do is I put it on my chest and I flatten this back out. So I'm going to flatten it by tucking it into itself. See what I'm saying? Tuck it into itself. So it's flat, okay? And obviously this side is higher, you know, you want to even it out and stuff. Okay, but what you really want to do is, it's kind of a smile. It's a curve, very subtle curve. It's not flat. So give it an upside down rainbow shape, like a half pipe. So let's try that again. Okay, here's my half pipe. Okay, again, it's not perfect. One side might be higher or something. You go back and you try to fix that. But the center should be a little bit lower. Okay, so it's a half pipe shape, but very subtle, like a smile. Okay, once you got that going, make sure it's centered. Look at it as a bird's eye view. Centered, pinch it in slightly. Pinch it in. Okay. You want to hit this and this with steam, one at a time. Hit this and then pinch it hard. So what you want to do is keep this straight. Okay? Hit this. Pinch it hard. Just keep them both straight. Another thing you could do is use both fingers like this and guide it to a nice V. I could even use my fingers here and pull them out. My thumbs, I mean. But this is what I'm after. The V. You could use that as it's drying to guide it. Okay? So you've got the back with the smile. You've got the V. Now you're going to blend them together. Pinch, just pinch together. Pinch it all, connect it. Connect it. Pinch it all. Okay, you want to get these perimeters, get one, pinch it in, next one, pinch it in. Don't try to do the whole hat and pinch it to one side, steam it, pinch it in. One side, steam it, pinch it in, okay? And then, what I like to do is I take it and I put it on my head, just like this, and I push it down, okay? Trace around the back like a horseshoe shape behind my head. Okay, make sure when you're doing this, the hat is not too hot. You don't want to just freshly steam it, but what you're doing is you're making an impression of your head, just like that, and it will dry with that little lump, a little bubble like that. Okay? So the idea is you're going to steam the top, okay? But you're going to wait a couple of seconds so you don't burn your head. So you steam right in here only, not here. You don't want to hit those sides because then they'll open up. If the steam bounces against these pinched corners, they'll kind of open up like a flower. So hit the steam right in the middle, okay? Feel the inside with your hand. Make sure it doesn't burn your fingers. Feel it with this part right there. Not your fingertips because they're calloused. The more sensitive part of your skin, you know, the softer part here. Feel it, make sure it's not burning, and then put it on your head after. So you get to steam it, wait a second, feel it, put it on your head. Okay? Now you don't have to use your head. You can use some kind of mold if you have it, like an upside down pot or an upside down, you know, kind of like a cylinder, 2-liter bottle kind of thing. What works is something like a styrofoam head or a glass head or anything that's like mannequin head shaped. You put the head in there and you just basically, while that middle comes up like that, while it comes up, what you do is you're tracing around the head. So it winds up looking something like this. See what I'm doing in the back there? Like a horseshoe shape. Alright, and then you got not your horseshoe, you've got your teardrop. Next thing I like to do is I bring the front down and I pinch the frontier with 2 fingers, but I pinch just the top, not the whole thing, just the tippy top. That's it. You tighten this part right up there. You could have 1 finger there if you want. Center it with 1 finger. You could have 2 fingers inside. I personally like 2 fingers. I think it's classier. So that way you have a little wedge shape in the middle there. 2 fingers right there. So it's almost like that Close Encounters mountain thing. Like a, I don't know, Hershey's Kiss with the top, you know, taken off. 2 fingers in my favorite, right in there. You put 2 fingers on the inside and you just pinch around the 2 fingers. So you have a little wedge here. You could always tighten it later, just pinch it like that. There's your teardrop, you know. Gazang. Alright. Let's move on. From a teardrop, if you want to turn a teardrop into a diamond, you just make a point in the back. It's not that difficult. So you take your already made teardrop, turn it this way, okay? Do that trick with the point. What I do is I do something like that. I find the center and I steam here and here, these 2, and I use my fingers and I pull out with the thumb and I try to get the middle point. And that's it. Once you diamond it, okay, you go back and pinch, make that a straight line. Steam it and really hard. The other one, so you get 4 corners basically. That's how it works. Okay, I don't want to do it now because I don't want to turn my hand into a diamond, but it's essentially just making a V and a point in the back. And of course it's not as long. It's going to be a little shorter. V in the back, a long V in the front. Something like that. Okay, now from teardrop, if you want to go pork pie or diamond to pork pie, it's very easy. The way you pinch the back in, remember when you did this? Okay, you're going to do that all the way around. So what you do is you're going to find a good height. You could even measure it. And just go around the hat the exact same height all the way. Tucking it into the middle, going around in a circle. Pinching it, but not hard. Pinching. I'm not pinching it hard because I don't want it to be permanent. Okay? Once you got that pinched in, you got your height set, you go back, you could even measure, and you want to just adjust your height. Make sure there's no problems. What I do is I actually measure with a pork pie. It's the only hat that I measure because you can make it, you know, symmetrical all the way around the same height. Don't make it too narrow. If you make it too low, you're going to get a big bubble on top where your head fits, and it just looks unsightly. So the temptation is to make it super low like Buster Keaton, but you can't. It just looks horrible having that bubble on top. So you want that bubble part to be hidden. And what you do at the end of the bubble, at the end, you take that bubble, you hit it with steam, you turn it upside down, and you rub on the inside, and you flatten the top. So the top's not a bubble; it's flat at the end. Okay, so from this point, the next thing you're going to do is take it, put it on your head, trace around in a circle around your head. Okay, it's So you got your basic pork pie shape, okay? The next step, you're going to need something like a tabletop. What I generally do for this step is I use a tabletop. I'll use the top of my air conditioner here. So what I do is I take my fingers inside and I pat it. So the inside is coming out, but it's getting a flat surface against the air conditioner, flat there. Okay, so I find a tabletop, take the middle and a circular in the center, outward, going bigger and bigger. Oops, that's the volume dial. Okay. Going out and out. So what I'm doing is taking my finger and I'm going out, 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 and I'm trying to make that wider. So there's a little lip in there at the end. See that little lip? I'm pushing outwards, and that's what's happening. As the lip forms, this little moat is happening. The moat is the flip side of that little lip in there, see? So keep working on it. Okay, pat it flat, and then push outwards. You're going to push this stuff outwards towards there so that this little moat is getting skinnier and skinnier and skinnier. So it's just a thin little sharp little moat. Okay? Now the best thing is to hit this while it's steamed and then do it. Steam it and then upside down. Let's do it again. Alright. Sorry about that noise. Kazam. I'm going outwards, kind of like making an omelet. Making that little ridge, that moat, or that lip, skinnier. And I'm patting the middle down like a pancake. Okay, I even want to pat it flat and hold it there, the center, so there's no bubble, so it dries flat. Like that. See how my top is flat? I mean, it's arched, but it's not like, you know, it's basically flat. And nice your pork pie. Now I did this without steam. The little moat gets way, way tighter and more pro-looking when you use steam. But as you can see, you don't always need it. If you got nice soft felt, good felt, you could just do all this without it, you know. Kazam, I got a pork pie. Huh? Huh? Alright. Let's bring it back. You wanna bring it back? I'm bringing them back, baby. You like pork pies? I'm bringing them back. Alright, let's take my hat, bring it back, because I'm not into the pork pie thing. Okay, I'm going to rub out those lines a little. Alright, got our old shape. Dust. So as you can see, the old shape is still there. The center crease, pinches, wing cord. I'll lower the crown a little in front. So we did your teardrop, your diamond, your center crease is what we started with, and your pork pie. Cattleman crease or an open road crease is going to have to start from an open crown. So if you've got a center crease, teardrop or something, what you got to do is open it first. You got to just like, you know, rub all the shapes out, steam it, steam it, steam it. You could use flat surfaces and try to rub the, you know, like press out the lines and stuff. But essentially you want to steam it open like this. Get it as open as you can and get rid of all these impressions just by, you know, rubbing against the line while it's steamed and stuff, you know, and then just like try to stretch it over some shape. If you have like some kind of round mannequin head or a pot and pan kind of thing where you could stretch it over, anything that you could use to make this thing open. Most likely you could use your hands. Okay, steam it open. Once it's open, you go for the Cattleman crease. And remember I showed you how to do a center crease. Is start in the bullseye, go out. I'll show you again. Start right in the center, find the bullseye, go in and out. As you go out, it stops as you're going down. It won't go anymore. So you go down and it stops there. So the hat tells you how deep to go. You could go back with your fingers, fix anything, but sometimes you don't have to. Okay. After that, got that center crease, right? I'll show you one more time. Bullseye, in and out. Not going down any further. Okay. Now if you want to do a cattleman crease, it's 3 of those. So it's the middle and these 2 fingers too. So it's like a letter E is 3, like a crab claw. So you got to get that down. It's kind of like a 1, 2, 3. You know, trust yourself. You can do it. A lot of it is muscle memory. You know, if you do this a bunch of times, you get the... So I'm actually pinning them between 2 fingers here. You see that? And I'm pinning it. Alright. Let's go back and try it again. I don't think pinning it is the way. I think just 1, 2, 3 creases. There you go. Yeah, when you do it quicker, I think you don't think about it, you do it better. Yeah. Yeah, so that looks good. It's very open, roady looking. Some creases left from the old shape. That'll go away. So yeah, Cattleman crease. It's the same as a center crease, but there's 2 more on the side also. And that's it. You go back and you fix everything, you know. Whatever's off, you make it symmetrical by working on the inside. Cattleman. The gust crease tone mix is very similar. The front very, very low, the back very, very high. So it's almost like you're doing a cattleman, but instead of going straight across, you're doing it at a very extreme angle. So you're just making that cattleman kind of like a bus that just fell off a bridge, you know, angled. And that's not perfect either, but what you do is you go back and you fix it. You get these creases to look nice and oval. And you go back and you fix stuff. Alright, I guess that's enough. We'll do one more, I guess. Okay, center crease. Okay, let's do that Deuce-Trace. Okay, pick this up, and back to center crease. Push it down. Deuce-Trace. Let's try it again. The compass method. Middle finger goes right in the center like a bullseye. Thumb goes right over there. Okay. So what I'm going to do, actually not as a bullseye, it's a little further to the front. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this line and I'm going to extend it at an angle. So I'm going to take my thumb, chop it down. Like that. And double deuce it. Alright, that's good. Do a few shapes of things. Alright. Freezing out there today. Should I tune this or just leave it flat? Good enough.